8,580 pounds, which is impressively light considering the size of this thing. An open range 337 coming to us at Haylett RV Brokers of Coldwater, Michigan. This is a, especially for its time, this thing was it was a spaceship compared to anything else that was out there. A lot of the qualities that you find on this RV today are very commonplace, but they were doing it way before it was cool. Like, it's a 100-inch wide body, it's got a 42-inch deep slide, it's got the strong arm stabilizer jacks, a great insulation package. Those things, you find them all over the place nowadays, but when this came out, like, this is the one that broke the mold. And considering the year, looks pretty good. Actually, I've seen a lot worse. This looks pretty sharp. I don't really see any major points of concern. Just everything that looks like normal use, wear and tear, etc. Nothing outstanding. I have a suspicion, based on some of the objects I've seen left remaining in the RV, that it's a case of where somebody bought this to kind of be like the retirement RV, and they just kind of hit the point where maybe they're just done RVing. That's the best guess that I have here. Classic two-tone wood tone in here. Almost predating, well, definitely predating, but almost kind of a precursor to eventually what Jayco debuted in their farmhouse decor. Although trends, especially in decors, whatever was new or is new, or God bless it, old is new again. What I like here is it's not a hard contrast really in those wood tones. They're both kind of in the same color palette, and everything kind of blends together nicely. That looks to be, what kind of hide-a-bed is that? Some kind of hide-a-bed. Is that inner spring, if my eyes don't deceive me? Yes, it is. Classic inner spring bed. I bet that was never used. They almost never are. All the windows open for airflow, and that's one of the cool things about this floor plan. There are windows just all over the place. There's also a nice large full-size vent fan up here, giving us plenty of good airflow through those windows when you're not running that air conditioner, obviously. The recliners back here, kick back, give yourself a nice comfy place, and obviously you see they can pivot, so you have easy viewing of the entertainment. There's also some household outlets back there behind either of those. And a very almost like motorhome or kind of pseudo-residential dining arrangement over here, surrounded by these huge picture windows. And I think this is my favorite part of the RV, because it doesn't matter what seat you're at in the living room, or frankly even if you're cooking in the kitchen, everybody gets a good look at what's going on outside of the RV on the camp side of the RV. Now, the entertainment center here was made before everybody was going to like giant 50-inch flat screens, but let me get myself situated here. I'm trying not to trip on the chair behind me. As you can see, it's actually a pretty deep cabinet, because remember, that is a deeper 42-inch slide out inside this 100-inch wide body. And that's what's also kind of cool about this floor plan. It's not as long as a lot of fifth wheels out there with a lot of similar features. It gets kind of wider at your campsite instead of longer on the road. They went about it in a different way, which, I don't know, I appreciate. And this kitchen, it doesn't have an island, but good gravy. It's got tons of storage. I don't think it needs an island. It does very, very well. But if you really want something like that, you could go to, I don't know, Costco, whatever, Amazon, and get yourself a handy little rolling island. And what's nice here is there's enough room in this slide out where you could probably stuff a rolling island between those chairs in the entertainment center in transit and just secure it some way. And what's interesting about that is exactly what Open Range ended up doing in later years. Our command center with all of our bells and switches and whistles are down here. Handy little coat closet right here as well. The upper deck has an interesting bathroom. Remember, this being a wider body coach, they were able to come up with a little more unique, unconventional bathroom arrangement. Corner shower and just gobs of floor space in here. And what's interesting is, obviously this is a nice little counter or cabinet space, but it could be, if you want to do some more seasonal or full timing type stuff, it could be like a laundry room also, because you could remove the fascia and the doors down here, and there are hookups where if you want to put a combo washer dryer down there, you actually can. Very, like I said, very different and ahead of their time, because most people, even still today, if they had a washer dryer hookup, it'd be in that front cabinet, or cabinet up there. This is a 60 by 80 queen. There is not likely room to stuff a king in there. It's close. I think if you shoved a king in here, it would kind of bunch up and squish up around the headboard area. This was always intended for a 60 by 80 queen. Inclusion of king beds in more and more and more RVs is a relatively new advent in the RV industry. This is 50 amp also, so it's got a single air, but it is all set and ready. That vent has wiring right behind it, so if you want to add a second air conditioner, that's a very easy thing for us to do down at our sister store, Haylet RV, and we can get it all included, into one purchase where you don't have to go bouncing around paying different bills at different places. Entertainment center up here, folks look like they added the TV and like maybe a Samsung DVD player down there after the fact, but kind of cool. It's nice that they got that all there. And good dresser space below that window so that you can spend a lot of time camping and less time at the laundry or using a combo washer dryer if you choose to throw one in. And it was really down here in this big pass-through compartment where I saw all the wheel chocks and like a fifth wheel kingpin tripod to keep this thing steady. Those things kind of led me to believe that I think these folks are just done camping. Now, speaking of stability, if you notice, you've got strong arm stabilizer jacks both front and rear on this RV, which is something Open Range had done for years. And they do a tremendous job of enhancing stability of this coach when it is parked. It will feel like it's on a concrete pad with just those things. That's something I've seen the Wildwood travel trailers that we carry at Haylet RV down the street start incorporating in more recent years. I think it's a really smart thing. Power awning, naturally, and I see that the folks added some slide awning, so that'll help reduce care, maintenance, upkeep, and if the RV is parked in direct sunshine, it'll really help maintain the temperature in the RV a little bit, kind of like in the same way that you sit under an awning on a hot day to avoid direct sunlight. It will help avoid some direct sunlight on the top of those slide outs, and frankly that helps protect the slide roof itself, which effectively is a miniature camper. Slides are basically miniature campers, and they need all the same care, maintenance, and upkeep as the main body of the RV in a sense. If I get up here a little bit closer, all I want you to see is just that we do have an enclosed underbelly. These we're known for and are still known for having great hot cold climate effectiveness. It is power front leveling jacks, by the way, and power rear stabilizers, so everything's push button simple. I'm doing my best to shield the camera from the wind, by the way, but as you can see, I've got some wacky clouds coming in, and I'm kind of dodging raindrops to do this here today. So just so you understand, show must go on. I'm doing the best I can with what I got. Rear cap on the rear wall here is something you don't find a lot of in today's market as well. And I always kind of like that classic Open Range styling, how it radiused up the top side. Rockwood used to do a lot of that, and then everything kind of became more boxy like you see over there, probably because it's easier to produce and more people, how can I say that? Less people seem to care about what the back of an RV looks like. People want to know, man, it's got a pretty looking nose cap, and boy, I love the inside. And it's like that's all the further a lot of people look nowadays. I think a lot of folks will appreciate the aesthetic this provides, though, with all those windows and that radius work, because I think this definitely appeals to a little more of a discerning buyer. I just noticed something. Goodyear Endurance radial upgrade was applied, and that had to have been done within only just the last couple of years. Nice. Now, I'm not saying it's starting to pick up or anything, but I did just see a house postmarked Kansas flying to Oz to squish a witch, so I'm not going to spend a terrible amount of time up here. Good news is I don't think I have to. It looks pretty good. Seals look very good. See a Max Air vent cover over that kitchen vent fan that we saw. Oh, I just spotted something though. I'll make sure our management team knows about this. Bathroom ceiling skylight looks like it's been cracked. We will, I don't know what that, the ramifications that could mean. Like, obviously that seems recent because there's no signature of it inside. We're going to get something over it to cover it with the weather coming in. But when I say don't know what that means, we don't own this RV. This is Haylet RV Brokers. Things are here on consignment, but we can still do trades and financing and hitching and all that. But we don't own this camper, so I can't guarantee you standing here right now, we are going to go fix and replace that. We have to call the owners and say, hey, do you want us to do that? I'm sure they probably will, but I can't promise you. So if you're curious, give us a ring. Now, once again, I've got some wacky weather rolling in, so I am going to wrap this up so that I'm not a lightning rod on top of an RV. And you're probably tired of the wind eating up the camera. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylet camping, everyone.